And welcome back to the My Big Dream Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Baker, and I'm so glad you're here. Before we get started today, I'd like to invite you to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me a lot as I'm growing my channel, still running a business, still being a mom, still doing all the things. So if you go ahead and hit that subscribe, that would make my day. Today's theme, stop waiting for clarity and create it. Okay, so today's episode is going to contradict itself just a little bit, but I promise by the end, it's all going to come together and it's going to be so great. So many people tell me the same thing. I just need a little more clarity. I'll move forward once I'm sure. I'm waiting for it to feel clear. And I understand that feeling completely, truly. I truly understand it. Clarity feels safe. It feels responsible. It feels like the smart thing to wait for. But here's the truth most people never hear. Clarity doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. We've been taught we're supposed to figure everything out first. Then once we know the right answer, once we feel confident, once the fear goes away, then we can move. But that's not how real life works. Clarity isn't something you find. It's something you create. And you create it by moving even when you're unsure. All right, so here's that contradictory part I was talking about. Action brings clarity. I believe that 100%. But I also believe that you need to align yourself before you take action. And I do that with breath work. I do that with silence, with stillness, just getting still, putting myself in a state where I'm prepared and ready to make decisions for a family of 6, decisions for a business that does 10 times more than I made when I was working for a big box retailer as a store manager. I have to get myself in a state to be able to make those decisions that it's going to be best for my family, best for me, best for my business. With that said, stillness has to come first. That alignment has to come first. You have to take the time, 3 to 5 minutes at minimum every morning to get still, to get quiet. I do breath work because that slows my mind down. It stops the thinking and it allows me to be still by focusing on breath. And here on the YouTube channel, there are other videos that I've created for breath work. So go check those out. And I would just challenge you to give yourself 5 minutes every single morning to get started, to put yourself in a state where you are able to make decisions, the best decisions for you and for your family and for your business. Okay, so moving on. A lot of people think clarity feels like certainty, like a loud voice saying, yes, this is it, go now. But most of the time, clarity is quiet. It feels more like curiosity, a nudge, a pull you can't explain, a thought that keeps returning. And instead of trusting that, we talk ourselves out of it. We overthink, we wait, we analyze, we ask everybody else what they think, and slowly we stay exactly where we are. So here's what I've learned. You don't get clarity by standing still. You get clarity by taking a step and seeing how it feels. You don't need the whole plan. You don't need certainty. You don't need permission. Movement, because movement gives feedback and feedback creates clarity. So to recap, we are getting still, getting quiet, aligning ourselves to start, and then we're going to begin with that action, and that action is going to bring the clarity. So most people aren't stuck because they're confused. They're stuck because they're afraid of choosing wrong. Been there. Choosing something teaches you more than waiting ever will. Even if you pivot later, even if you change directions, you'll be clearer than you ever were before. Because clarity is built through experience, not through thought. Here's the question I want you to sit with today. What am I waiting to feel certain about before I allow myself to move forward? And then ask yourself, what would happen if I took one small step anyway? Not a big leap, not an overhaul, just one honest step. Always need to know where the path leads. You just need to take the next step. Clarity will meet you there. So in closing, if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Not a command, not pressure, just an invitation to trust yourself a little more, to move a little sooner, and to stop waiting for perfect clarity. Start creating it. So you know we have an affirmation. I trust myself to create clarity as I move forward. I trust myself to create clarity as I move forward. So I challenge you this week to get still, get quiet, do some breath work, even if it's 3 to 5 minutes. Start somewhere, but start. Align yourself and then move forward. What is one small step I can take today even without certainty. Let that guide you, one step at a time. Every morning I wake up, I get out my journal, and I pick out 3 things. I call it the MAP, Tony Robbins, Massive Action Plan. And I decide, what 3 things am I going to do today? And every day I write them down, and every day I do them. It's one small step, one small step. Right after my breath work. You got to do that. All right, you know what to do. Like and subscribe this video. Jump on the I Am Rachel Baker website. I have a free guide there for you. As well as, if you have not got your copy of the My Big Dream book, they are available on Amazon. Just search Rachel Baker, My Big Dream. And until next time, go get those dreams.